Hello and welcome to The Extra Mile. I'm Linda BOUDREAUX. Our guest today is Linda WAMSLEY. She is with Bag Mat Ministries, and we're going to find out about what it is that they're doing. Linda, welcome.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here.
It's always good to have another Linda on the show with me.
Yes, it is. There aren't very many of us.
The sisterhood. It really is. The Bag Mat Ministry is kind of a tongue twister in and of itself.
A little bit.
What is it?
It was an idea started out by a Lutheran church, Palatine, Illinois. Started the movement of making sleeping mats for the homeless out of plastic bags.
A good use for plastic bags, huh?
Yes.
All those that we have tons of, we don't know what to do with?
Yes. This was really started out down here through a Bible study. We had a question posed to us, how can you make a difference in the community? And the very next day I heard on K-Love, the radio station, they were doing an article on Palatine, Illinois. They were giving their plastic bags, getting them made into mats, and giving them to the Katrina victims.
Oh, they were shipping them
down here to not just New Orleans, but also Mississippi.
Okay.
And so they also have a video made because it's a Lutheran church. The Lutheran Church Charities said, we'll make a video to help you, get this word out. And so I thought, well, hey, we can do that down here. So it was definitely God ordained. And they didn't have written directions.
They just knew how to do it?
They just knew how to do it. So it's also on YouTube, but their directions on YouTube is 2.5-inch loop using a P crochet hook and a single crochet stitch. Whereas we modified it and we tried it one time and it was very difficult on your hands, it hurt, not fun to crochet. So we modified it and enlarged the loop size to 4 inches. We use a P crochet hook.
That's the biggest crochet hook I think I ever saw.
I think it is the biggest. We also did a different stitch, which is a half double crochet, and it makes it a lot softer and a little bit thicker than theirs. Theirs were a little bit thinner.
But this has a lot of body and substance to it, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But they, when they got through giving out the homeless their mats in New Orleans and Mississippi, they brought them back to Chicago and started giving them out to the Chicago homeless. So that's where it started.
That's kind of the beginning of it.
That's
Are
kind of the
other
beginning.
Communities or other churches picking this up around the country?
There are other churches picking this up. I have seen articles in Tennessee, Lutheran Church. So theirs has spread through the Lutheran Church, but I think ours has also spread too because
you're with Grace Presbyterian.
Yes, right? Yes, and I've introduced it to Arkansas and Texas and Mississippi, and I've introduced it to, we've also introduced it to all of Louisiana. There are several churches in Louisiana that are doing it. First Lake Charles, and they're also doing it in Baton Rouge, and they're also doing it in New Orleans. So they've picked it up.
Good.
So that's really wonderful. But we've also introduced it in the Congo. We have
in the Congo?
In the Congo. We have an orphanage in the Congo, and we thought, they might be able to use these. The caretaker of an orphanage that we sponsor has also gotten his mat. We had one taken over by Pauline Neto, and she's with a village, Bashadi Village, and there are ladies over there that were crocheting, and they thought, well, we'll do this as an alternate income for the orphanage. And so we didn't even think about that. So we're excited about that. Plus, we've also introduced it in Kabono, Haiti. We made mats for the mission, Abbeville Mission, through Father Glenn Moe, and we gave about 200 plus in the 3 years we've been doing this. And then just recently, Trinity Bible Church had a mission trip to Poto, Haiti, which is a different area than Kabono. And they I introduced them to the mats, and they said, well, why don't you just take some? And they said, well, we'll take about 7. So they took 7 mats, and the women were so excited about the mats, they wanted to learn how to make them. So I've given the instructions. It's been translated in French, And now Poto Haiti, they're making their own mats.
So it's really taken off.
It really is
It's
taking
just
off.
amazing.
We're really excited.
You know, and I guess as I'm looking at them, there's some things you can say about them. They're cushiony, they're soft.
They are. They
really
are.
durable, huh?
Oh, I've had men come up and say, I'd kind of like to buy one for my hunting, you know.
From a hunting camp or
Hunting
something.
camp.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I said, I don't buy. You don't buy. These are given. So yeah.
But I bet they, you know, because we work a lot with the homeless, and you need things that are durable and light. I mean, those are the two, and weatherproof. And
Right.
These seem to meet that bill on all.
There's
three
only
counts.
one thing I have to do. If I give it to the homeless, I have to say, I have a disclaimer. You cannot smoke
on it. You can't smoke on it. Nope.
At all.
Even
Please
in the
don't. Please don't.
It will melt.
But it will keep you. It'll keep you off the ground.
It insulates
And
too.
it
doesn't
insulates too. Yeah.
Well, and they're really very colorful and attractive. I didn't realize plastic bags could be so pretty. You know, it's
Our favorite is the blue one. I don't know if there is one in here, but it's from Best Buy. We covet the Best Buy blue bags. Oh, here's one.
Oh,
Blue
it's
bags.
such a pretty blue.
See, it's
Okay,
such a
anybody
blue.
out there with Best Buy bags?
Yeah, right.
Get them over here to them. So, are they hard to make?
No, they're very easy to make and very easy to. We can teach crochet. We do that in the workshop.
So, well, tell me about your workshop. What is that all about?
We started it, like I said, we started the Bag Mat Ministry in 2010, January, and we started having people come to the workshop. Workshop is to show you all the different areas of the process of making the mats, and we also teach crochet.
So, when you're making the mats, do you do them in a group, or do people take the supplies home and do it at home?
They can do it. They can take the supplies home and do it at home. They if they want to cut their own, they would need a ruler like this. It's like a quilting ruler, and you would need a forgiving mat.
Is that what this is called?
That's what this is called, a forgiving mat.
Okay. You get
The
these
quilters use those kind of mats.
So you get these at quilting supply
Yeah,
shops.
right.
Okay.
Any quilting supply shop. You get a pea crochet hook,
Which is the biggest one you can
which is a
find?
boil. Boil is the best one. The baits are a little flatter and they're harder to use. This is more rounded.
Okay.
And you use a rolling cutter, and it has a blade, and then you can open and close it to lock it. And I'll show you how to cut the mats. It's cut the plastic bags. It's very easy.
While we're doing this, about how many plastic bags does it take to make a
About
mat?
500 to 700, we've been told.
Wow. You don't count, I take it.
No, we don't count.
And again, before we get started, how big is a finished mat?
A finished mat is 6 feet by 3 feet.
So it's plenty big enough.
Plenty big enough.
Plenty big
And
enough.
if you were sending it off to, like, say, Honduras or Haiti, you could get a bunch of kids on one mat.
Yeah.
Like about 4 sleeping on a mat.
Okay.
We found out from an interview by someone who was giving out shoes in Haiti. The kids wanted to make sure they got the plastic bag that went with the shoe, because they were going to open up the plastic bag and use it to sleep on. So when we found out about that, we thought, oh gosh,
Well, here we go again.
there we go.
Like you said, this is God work, huh?
It is definitely God work.
It's really nice to get out of the way and let him do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you do is you need to get a plastic bag that is any kind of black bag. This one is Albertsons. We also have Walmart. We have Super One. You have
Wherever you shop.
just wherever you shop. And what you're going to do is you're going to fan out the top part of the bag, and I know that's kind of picky, but it makes it so much easier to cut later. And you're fanning out the top.
So you do your upfront work to make it easier at the end.
Right. And all you're going to be doing is you're going to be putting your thumb in the top part and in the bottom, and you pop it, and it pops that
Little crease
pleat
in there.
back in. You're trying to get it back to the same position that the bag was when you received it out of a box, because it makes it a whole lot easier to cut.
Do you ever get like new bags that have never been used?
We have, and we love those. Those are lanyap. They're butter. They're like cutting butter. So I have several that are already flattened. And what you do after you've got your bags all nice and flat. And another thing that you need to do is have a piece of bounce.
Like a fabric softener sheet?
Yes, it helps to get the static. It really does help, because we're always doing the bags. So you're going to cut off about...
So you're cutting several bags at one time?
You're cutting several bags at one time. I've got about 4 or 5. And you're going to use your rolling cutter, and you take about 1 inch off the bottom, and that takes care of the bottom seam. And you use that, and you put that in recycle.
Recycle like you're going to use it later?
No,
you're going to put it in the recycle box?
Put it in the recycle bin
Okay.
to throw away.
Okay.
The only thing is, though, we don't recycle plastic bags in Lafayette now.
Now you're doing those about how wide?
4 inches.
4 inches.
You
okay.
cut 4 inches. You measure 4 inches off, and then you cut. And it usually takes about 3 loops you can cut. And then this is going to go to recycle trash. And this is your loop. Now you take your loop after you've done that. And remember when we were kids and we used to make rubber band ropes?
Uh-huh.
That's exactly how you do it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So
you
it's
put
kind
them
of
together
fun.
like rubber band ropes. Now, you can put it together in the T position, where you have it like this.
Okay.
Like that.
There we go.
And you put your loop inside that, pull this one down, and that makes your loop. Now, a 3rd grader that was helping us designed a different way.
Leave it to those 8-year-olds.
Yes. Yes. I mean, each time we've done the bag mat, we've evolved, we've revised the stitch, we've revised how to do something. So this one is, you put the loops on the table, put another loop over it, and you take the bottom loop and put it over the top loop, and then you pull the top loop, and it just makes it real easy. Now we took, when I was...
An 8-year-old figured that out, a 3rd grader?
An 8-year-old, yes, and she was just doing it on her lap. I mean, it's just real easy to do while you're watching TV or anything like that. What was really funny is I was going to a football party for the Saints when they were in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, well, and that was real soon after I had started the bag mat ministry. So I took a bunch of loops with me and just started to do this during the game. And quite a few of the guys were real nervous about the game and everything.
Well, yeah.
What are you doing? And I showed them how to do it, and they were pleased to have something to do. So we got this, and the wives came over and said, "Do you know you're the Tom Sawyer of bag mat ministry?" But we got a lot of loops made, and this in turn turns into plarn, which is plastic yarn, which is what you use to
crochet. Is that a real word, or did you all make that up?
No, that's it, plarn, plastic yarn.
Love it.
Yeah,
love it. So you take all of these, and then you make a ball,
and you make a ball,
just like you do a ball of yarn.
Just like a ball of yarn. That's right. That's right. And then you just start your crochet. You know how to crochet. As you can see, there is a ball of yarn attached to this. If I can get my foot. There we go. And this is her ball of yarn. A friend of mine that got this started for me. I'm so pleased because I've been doing so many other things. But this is the yarn, and it's attached, and you just start crocheting. You just if you know how to crochet, you just start going. And if you don't, we will be glad to teach.
Well, can you show us how to start it?
Yes.
How to start one for those who maybe can just learn how to crochet today?
What you're going to do is you need to learn how to chain.
I'm going to move this out of my way so I can see.
Yeah, you're going to move that out of your way.
How do you hold it?
You hold it like this. You just make a loop and you wrap it around just like you do. You're making a slip knot. That's how you start out. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing a chain stitch, which you just wrap that around and pull it through. And you wrap it around and pull it through. Wrap it around, pull it through. And you're just making like a little chain.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Now, is this the same as the group in Illinois did, or is this part of your modified version?
No, this is, you have to, everything, when you crochet and you learn how to crochet and you look at any kind of directions, first you start out with a chain. Just like with gumbo, first you start out with a roux.
Okay.
So you start out with a chain. What's really fun is since St. Cecilia adopted us as a project, one of the teachers in the Broussard Middle School decided to use the bag mat flattening process as a lesson in math. So she would take the plastic bag and measure it. They would learn how to measure and use their rulers, and so she would use that, and so it was very interesting. And then she would do relay races on how many you can flatten in 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, and they just had a great time with it.
So did they only flatten bags? That was their job?
That was their job. It's easier for them to flatten than it is to cut.
Oh yeah.
To cut is a little more scary for kids, but you can just roll you can fold your bag up in half and in half, and then you can cut it, and I can show you how to do that too. It's very easy. This, of course, is Hobby Lobby, and they're very colorful. So we always love to get Hobby Lobby ones too.
Oh, bags you mean?
Yes.
So you can you've learned your bags, haven't you?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Are you collecting bags? Do you want people watching today to donate bags, or do you have all the bags you need?
We've got all the bags we need. We need people just to come to the workshop and let's get some more mats made.
Okay, so when's the next workshop?
It's we have workshops every second Saturday of the month, and it is at Grace Presbyterian from 9 to 2, which is next to LJ Alamo School. And we have. You can bring a brown. We ask that you bring a brown bag lunch, and we'll provide the refreshments. You can either come for an hour or come for the day. You know, It just depends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So how many do you need?
3 feet.
Which would be about how many loops?
Well, if you remember when we were kids, that's 3 feet.
There you go.
Yeah.
You just kind of know it as you've done it enough, I guess, that you can pretty much tell.
We've made a lot of mats.
How many do you think you've made yourself?
Oh heck, I know at one time I think I've made about 30.
Wow.
Because I mean we've been doing it for 3 years now. Yeah. But then maybe I've kind of slacked off, but other people are just taking it like gangbusters.
And that really, that's what we need. We need many people.
We need people to crochet. Yes, we do.
Because I guess we can use as many as we can get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me do one more.
How do you distribute them?
The first year we went to the Homeless Connects.
Are you doing something different now?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
I'm doing the
tell us how to
stitch.
distribute. What are you doing now?
I'm doing the stitch. The stitch is you have your loop, you wrap your yarn over, you go through the very next hole, and you're going to grab your thread and just pull it through that hole. So you've got 3 loops on your crochet hook. You try to keep all your work down lower, because if you put it up here to the top, it's going to get all tense and small and really tight.
Okay, you don't want it tight.
So you want it loose.
Okay.
Because that's what the beauty of this is. It's got holes in it, basically.
Yeah, it's got a lot.
And then after you've got the 3 loops, then you wrap it one more time and you go through all 3 loops.
Okay.
And that's a half double crochet.
We're going to watch you do it again. 1. Okay.
Wrap it, go through the hole, grab the thread, and then pull through all 3.
Is the plastic easier to work with than yarn? As easy, just different?
It depends on the inks on the plastic. We can get this kind of dirty, and you have to get a scrubby to clean it off because of the inks. The one that we dislike having to use the most is Target. Their inks
because
are
they're
really
wonderful, vivid
it makes
red.
it sticky. It just makes it real sticky, and it doesn't pull. When you're using other bags, it just really zips through, so you can do it quickly. So it's a lot of fun, and once you get going, you'll be hooked.
It looks relaxing.
It is, but for those people that don't like to crochet, it won't be relaxing. So therefore, we give them other jobs to do. We give them cutting jobs, or we give them flattening. We've had beta groups come and flatten bags for us, or cut, or even learn how to crochet. Hopefully we're going to have some more kids come this weekend. Like I said, we never know how many people are going to show up at our workshops.
So again, how do you? I interrupted you when you told
us.
No
problem.
How do you distribute your bags?
We
mats?
We find out who is in need, and then we make the mats and get them ready to give them. Like I said, we were giving them to the homeless for the first time at the Homeless Connects, and then Father Glenn found out about us and said, I need them for Haiti. So we started making them for Haiti. So now we are. And we also made some for Honduras for another mission. We lost the Haiti mission. Somebody else took it over. This idea went to New Iberia, the ladies that were helping to get the shipment ready for Haiti, took the instructions and took them to New Iberia, and it just went like gangbusters in New Iberia. So they have basically taken over doing the Haiti.
Which is great.
That's great.
The other good thing about these is that they're light, so shipping costs are not that high. Because I know a lot of times when you're shipping internationally, you know, it's easy to get the stuff, but it ain't easy to get it there. So this is a good way to do it.
Exactly.
So, but how long would you say it takes to crochet?
We were told at the very first 35 hours, but if you don't do any homework, don't do any housework, and don't do any dishes or cook or anything like that. If you can sit down, you can do it in one day.
Okay.
You can make one in a day and just watch your favorite. Just sit down and watch all your favorite movies and.
What a really pleasant way to spend a day. I think.
It is.
And I guess once you start to crochet, it's not like a quilt. Only one person can make it.
Right.
So you have to do your own.
I mean, I could, like I was working on that earlier. That is a friend of mine's. So see, it's interchangeable.
Okay.
So
the stitches are the same.
Stitches the same.
I'm going to ask you about this one real quick, because you have these. I call them handles. That's what they look like.
That's what they are.
Okay.
It's this loop. If you roll up the mat, this goes around one end, and that one goes around the other end, and this is your handle to hold it. We designed this because the Palatine, Illinois people had just a big loop, chain loop, and it went around the mat, and it went like a slip knot, and then when they took it off, you would lose the loop.
Yeah.
So that's why we thought, let's
make it
attach
part of it.
So all they have to do is just unroll it, use it, roll it back up, and then they can carry it wherever they need to go.
This is perfect.
We were really pleased. I mean, like I said, we've had all kinds of ways that we've evolved in making these mats.
I don't think you're done evolving yet. So do you think you're going to keep doing this? Is this a ministry that your church is deciding to continue with?
We will continue doing it. In fact, we're trying to connect with St. Joseph Men's Shelter to get some more mats out this year. Instead of having the Homeless Connects in November, they're going to have that connected with something with Catholic Church Charities, Catholic Charities, in the end of January, and we want to get these out before that.
The homeless need them now.
Yeah, they need them now.
Early. We work a lot with the homeless.
That's what we're going to do. Sometimes we've given them to. We've given them to Goodwill, not Goodwill, we've given them to Salvation Army, and other times we have given them just to the homeless, or we've given them to other churches that have food banks, and they give them out.
Which is another really good way to do it.
There's two, there's one in Baton Rouge, and there's one, and that's Baton Rouge. Some churches in Baton Rouge have taken this and run with it with their food banks.
So this is really kind of taking off all over.
So it really
we only have about 30 minutes left.
Okay.
30 seconds left. But I do want to, once again, what are your workshops?
The workshops are second Saturday of the month. Each month, from 9 to 2 at Grace Presbyterian Church at 518 Roselawn Boulevard. And that is right next to LJ Alamo School.
Okay, do you have to make reservations or anything? You can
just show up. Yes, and we also do community service. Bring your community service piece of paper, and I'll sign it, and we'll get you some hours worked.
And it'll be a good way to earn those hours because you'll be making a difference. Linda, thank you so much for coming. We're out of time. Thanks for sharing this about the Bag Mat Ministry. I think it's a great program, a great project. I'm way impressed. And
we need crocheters.
Really, so if you want to learn to crochet, if you can crochet, get on board. We need you. Thank you, Linda.
Please. Thank you.
And thank you for watching The Extra Mile.